Plug here. And that lets you save.
Who cares?
True Form Life.
Green lookum.
Welcome to Exploring Mind and Body with Drew Tadia. Drew is an expert in nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, and more. And he wants to help you live a healthier, longer, and more active life. Now here's your host, Drew Tadia.
Welcome to another edition of nationally syndicated Exploring Mind and Body. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of our True Form Life community, whether you're listening on terrestrial radio across the country or around the world as a podcast. We certainly wouldn't be here without you. Today I'm bringing on Dorothy Keith, and we're... Wow. It's not your turn.
Oh, I'll wait my turn.
We're going to be talking about the respiratory system. Right now, there's a lot of smoke going on around. There's a lot of fires in the province that we're in, Alberta, and we thought that we would give you some tips on how to maybe breathe deeper or how to have some clean air, because there's not a whole lot of clean air going on right now. So Dorothy is an expert in this area. She's got all kinds of tips and takeaways, so sit back and enjoy. We got all that coming up on...
This is Exploring Mind and Body. Naturally improve your lifestyle one show at a time with your host, Drew Tadia.
All right, here we are back on Exploring Mind and Body again. Thank you for being here. Dorothy Keith is in the house.
Yahoo! Super excited to be here. Thanks for having me on again, Drew.
If you're not sure who Dorothy is, maybe this is your first show. Who knows? She's been on a number of times. She helps facilitate our monthly membership group. She does meal planning, recipes, grocery shopping lists. She's working on a new book.
Dun, dun, dun.
A recipe book. She's got lots going on. She bakes. We also do a Facebook Live Cooking with Dorothy show, so you can check that out at facebook.com/trueformlife. Those go up once a week. So Dorothy's got a lot of things going on, and we always appreciate her coming in to share some of her expert tips.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here once again.
What's going on outside right now? It's like this crazy fire.
Yeah, there's huge forest fires here in northern Alberta, and the wind blows it down south to us, and it's very, very thick. The fires are just massive and out of control, so we have some very poor air quality going on.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's kind of dangerous, I think, because there's so much, breathing. We kind of need to breathe.
We kind of need our lungs, yep. Kind of important.
So if we don't have good air quality, like it's affecting our whole body in like many different ways.
And I don't think that some of us realize how the air quality is damaging to our lungs. It's a pretty big deal.
Absolutely. So we're going to be talking about the respiratory system. We're even going to touch on the immune system, because they're both go hand in hand. We've talked to some people around town, some of our friends that are having trouble breathing. I'm going to take a step back here before we get into that and just say that being strong and healthy on a regular basis does make a big difference. So if we have issues that can be prevented, let's say, or if maybe we have health issues, or maybe we're not exercising, we don't have a strong lung capacity or a strong heart, these are all going to play against us when it comes to a situation like this.
That's right. Very important to keep up on those things throughout the year or all around, so that when these things pop up, like air quality being poor, we have a stronger lungs, right, from exercising, working out, and then our immune system strong as well from eating healthy food.
Yeah, that's why we always talk about prevention and looking to prevent as opposed to treat. It's always much easier to prevent. So that's why we're looking at prevention first. So even if you're in an area where it's not smoky, consider these tips, because these will help you in the future, and maybe they'll help some of you now if you're more local.
And it's interesting because air quality, environment is things that we don't control. So it is things that we need to stay up on top of.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Dorothy, do you want to get into it? Do you want to share maybe your first tip, or maybe your most important tip? I don't know how you have it planned.
Oh dear, I am a planner, aren't I? Well, the first thing seems obvious, but I think it's important to mention. But with the air quality being so low and so dangerous, it's important to spend time inside, which is so different from what you and I would recommend, Drew, because I recommend always getting outside, being active. But in this case, we want to stay inside away from the smoke if we can.
Yeah, I know. And that's something that's challenging for people like us. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, the summer just got here, at least at the time of this recording, and everyone's excited to get outside. The days are longer. It's bright out. And now something like this happens, and it's like, we kind of have to stay inside at least till it subsides a little bit, because it's going to cause all kinds of health issues.
And surprisingly, normally the air quality inside our house is more poor than outside. But at a time like this, it's reverse, right? The air quality outside is more dangerous than the inside quality of our air.
We actually saw someone running outside in the morning, and that's probably not recommended at this time. We saw someone walking their dog. We saw someone walking their kids.
Someone's biking.
It's not like, I don't feel like it's our place to judge, but we are offering advice and our perspective. And we would recommend, especially at a time like this, to spend more time inside, again, until it clears up a little bit. And again, we're hoping for some rain. We're hoping for some wind to help things out in different ways. But for now, like Dorothy was saying, it's probably a better idea to stay inside.
And especially for those people that might be a little bit more compromised, like some elderly people, some seniors, or small children, definitely their bodies would have a harder time adjusting to something like this.
Yeah, and if you have respiratory problems in general, I mean, we have to take extra precautions around this time. Those people with asthma, those that have trouble breathing to begin with, this is going to make things more challenging, because I got to tell you, like today, it's felt like I could feel it. It was a bit, even inside the house, it was a bit smoky, and it was a bit challenging to breathe. And I feel like I'm pretty healthy.
True Form Life.
Before we get into the show, I just want to mention Complete Truth Protein. This is a plant-based protein supplement that we've designed ourselves at True Form. And the reason I designed it is because I felt like there was a need in the industry. Now, when I was traveling around the world, and I literally had a tackle box full of supplements and products and vitamins that did a whole lot more damage than good. So when I started doing more personal training and fitness classes, people would ask me what types of supplements I would recommend. And I always say, eat food. So that's why I've designed Complete Truth Protein around food. It's made with quinoa and hemp seeds. And one of the main benefits that it offers is improved digestion. So many of us deal with digestion issues on a regular basis. It also gives you a natural boost of energy. So if you head over to trueformlife.com/complete-truth-protein, we have tons of more details, videos, recipes, and everything you need to get going in the right direction with a good quality protein supplement. trueformlife.com/complete-truth-protein.
True Form Life.
Okay, so stay inside. That's one of the tips you got. What else?
And I have also two kind of areas I want to go to with essential oils, because essential oils are a great big part of our lives, mainly because they are plants and we are big believers in eating plants, having plants in our environment, and then our essential oils are important to our health as well. It's basically our medicine cabinet. So I want to talk about how you can improve your breathing, your respiratory system with essential oils, but I also want to get into purifying the air with essential oils as well. So which would you like me to start with, Drew?
Well, I think purifying the air would be a good place to start. And we'll go work from the outside in this time instead of the inside out.
All right, let's get at it.
What do you got?
So two main, I don't want to get you overwhelmed, especially if you're new to essential oils, but two main essential oils that are going to help purify your air. One is lemon. Lemon oil is very detoxifying. So if we diffuse this in our home, it's going to help purify the air and remove some of those nasty toxins from the air. And this doesn't always or necessarily have to be at a time where the air quality is poor. This can be all year round, right? We should be detoxifying the air in our home all the time.
Yeah, it's a great way to, like, there's so many benefits from essential oils. Like, I like to use geranium, for example, because it's supposed to help improve concentration. That's something that I enjoy, the benefits, because of business. I'm always working on business in some way. But if you're diffusing essential oils in different ways, it can offer different benefits. So it just like when we talk about like overall health and wellness, like why would you protect your immune system only when you're not feeling well? Or why would you go and jump on a treadmill only when you feel like you ate too much at Christmas time? So in a situation like this, we recommend a lifestyle adjustment. So not just doing it when the air isn't, like the air quality isn't great, but maybe looking to diffuse something like lemon oil on a regular basis.
That's right. And then the second essential oil I wanted to mention was purification. It's a blend oil. So we actually have a bunch of different oils in there all together combined to help purify the air. It's really helpful for those nasty odors in the home as well, and getting odors out and refreshing the air.
Okay, so that's the first one that you have, and then you have another one?
For getting into the respiratory system, is that where you're leaning?
Yeah.
Is where you're going?
That's where we're going.
Is that the wrong saying? Is that why you're laughing?
I'm laughing because I'm having a good time.
Drew sometimes pokes fun at me because I get the sayings mixed up.
She does make up things that
Is that where you're leaning?
don't make sense at all.
Is that not a saying?
I don't think so.
Is that where you're going? That's what you're leaning towards? Maybe that's it.
There you go.
So purifying the air we covered, and I also wanted to cover strengthening your lungs. There is quite a few essential oils that we can use to strengthen our lungs, or clean, or help clean them, clear them out. Number one that I would recommend is a single oil. It's eucalyptus. So eucalyptus opens our airways, helps us breathe bigger, stronger, and really clears out our respiratory system. So that's a good one. A few ways you can use it is you can actually put a couple of drops in your hands, rub your hands together, and then cup your nose and mouth and take deep inhales. You could also rub it on your chest. If you're going to do this, we always suggest using a carrier oil, so coconut oil, for example, to dilute it a little bit. It also helps spread it a little bit further. So that's something you can do with eucalyptus oil to open up the airways. RC is a nice blend oil that will help with, that has the goal is the same, to open up the airways and help you breathe better. It just has all of the strands of eucalyptus in RC. So that's kind of the difference between the single and the blend oil. But you'll use it in the same way. You can inhale it, you can apply it topically, but you can also diffuse these oils as well, beside your bed at night to sleep, or during the daytime at your workspace. That'll help you breathe as well.
Yeah, so we're talking about right here specifically because of the fires, because of the air quality. But once again, if you're not feeling well, for example, or if you want to take deeper breaths, or if you ever feel like you're short of breath, these are great things that you can do on a regular basis, so you can breathe deeper, so you can have cleaner air, so you're always working towards a better quality of life and overall health, which is what we're all about.
And RC is great. It's actually one of our most used oils in the home, and I use it as well before a run to help open up those airways, keep me breathing strong throughout a longer run.
Yeah, it's a great idea, especially those of you that are more active, those of you working out, whether it's in the gym or working out at home, or if you're a runner or hiker. If you want to use something like RC, I kind of feel like it's a little secret weapon, for example, so you can breathe a little bit deeper or longer if you're using RC than someone that might not be. Maybe you're competing with someone, for example.
I like where your mind is at. The last one I just wanted to mention really quickly is peppermint oil. Now this one is really well known, I feel, the peppermint essential oil, and it's going to have some of those benefits as well for breathing, and help us open up the airways. It's a nice, refreshing, cooling oil as well. So one that is maybe a little bit easier to find as well as, eucalyptus and RC. But I should mention too, the quality of essential oils is going to impact these properties. If we go, and you can usually tell the quality of the oil by the price point and where it's being sold. If you're at a specialty, health food store or something like this, and you see a higher price point on an essential oil, oil, the quality by far is going to be more medicinal than one that you see at a store that has a cheaper price points.
And of course, you find different individuals selling these as well. But when it comes to the price, like we know that from Complete Truth Protein and developing our own products, there's no, like you can find like cheapest, you can find some of these essential oils for less than $1, for example. Then you look at a good quality and they're anywhere from 20 to 30 and all the way up. So they can be super expensive, but you have to understand the quality of ingredients costs much more to make a good quality product than it does to make a cheap one. So those companies that aren't interested in your health, they make the cheapest product possible so they can have the highest price point and make the most amount of money. So again, it doesn't have anything to do with your health. If they're selling the bottle for 75 cents, you can bet it costs them 2 cents to make. So they want to make as much money as possible in a short amount of time, have no concern for your health. They're not looking for any overall results. They just want to get you the product, get in your hands, make their money and move on. So we always suggest looking at the company that's representing the product, looking at the people behind the product, those that have morals and beliefs, and those that have more of a business more than a product. So those that just sell products, it's not a business. People that stand behind their product and brand makes a huge difference to the quality of the products that they're selling.
True Form Life.
Just want to take a minute to mention Complete Truth Protein again. This is a protein supplement that we designed at True Form. We believe in food. We believe food heals, cures, and prevents. That's why this product is much different than your conventional types of products. Unfortunately, packed with chemicals, preservatives, toxins that our body doesn't know how to utilize, digest, and absorb. So that's why Complete Truth Protein can help improve your digestion and will offer a natural boost of energy. You can find more details at trueformlife.com/Complete Truth Protein.
True Form Life.
That's right. And I want to bring up too that the cheaper oils are not 100% pure in most cases. So the medicinal value is not there, right? So you know, that's fine if you just want it to smell nice, for example, but to help with these situations, for example, like improving your breathing, the quality of your breathing, or purifying your air in your home, it's the cheaper oils are not going to do that for you. They're just going to smell nice. But in some cases, they add things to them that could be more harmful than our health.
Yeah, no question. Again, that goes back to when we were learning about and studying and researching protein supplements. There's so many, tons and tons of ingredients. There's fillers, and there's coloring, there's flavoring, there's preservatives, everything in these protein supplements that are highly toxic to our health. So that's why we designed Complete Truth Protein. But then you can go and look at something like an essential oil. Now we can compare that to the oil industry, and olive oil, for example, I believe it's the oldest traded commodity, if you can imagine. So if you look at olive oil, for example, all they need is 3% olive oil to be able to label it olive oil. So many times you have rancid oils, you have cheap oils, you have oils that are not olive oil, but it doesn't matter. The industry isn't that regulated. Kind of crazy. Then when you look at essential oils, it's not a whole lot different. So you could be rubbing something other than what it says on the bottle.
Yeah, I believe that with essential oils, it only has to be about 5% for them to label it that essential oil. For example, if you're looking at a lavender oil, it only has to be about 5% for them to label it pure lavender oil, which is crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Frustrates me.
Without question. That's why we have to know the companies. I think the world's changing. Like, we want to support local. We have to know the companies. We have to know the people behind the products, because there's so much noise and nonsense out there. If we really want to pay attention to our health, if we really want to improve our health, that's something that we need to do on a regular basis.
Yeah, and one more thing I just wanted to say, Drew, is to watch out for is if a good indicator to know if it's oils that maybe we should walk away from is if all of the oils are priced the same, because each different plant or each different oil that is extracted from the plants is a different process, and some take longer, some, it's.
I suppose when you're like at the grocery store and you look at vegetables, what if they're all the same price?
That's right. We know that that some take longer to grow, some are shipped farther away. So just keep that in mind with essential oils as well, because they shouldn't all be the same price point.
Okay, so immune system is something else we wanted to touch on before this show quickly runs by.
Oh my gosh, are we running out of time already?
Is there something that where you want to start in particular when it comes to immune systems?
Well, Drew, this is actually kind of your hot spot or your gig. The immune system is something you're very passionate about talking about. But I think like we mentioned earlier in the show, it's important that we keep our immune system strong all the time, so that when things like this happen, the air quality, the quality of our air decreases and we're dealing with all of these toxins coming into our body, that our immune system can keep up with that. If we already have a compromised immune system and then we put these things on top of it, it's just going to create more havoc on our body. So one thing that we do every single day to prevent and keep our immune system strong is have a green smoothie. It's probably one of the easiest things that you can do to strengthen your immune system.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different health benefits from a green smoothie. We talk about them all the time. So you can head over to trueformlife.com/how-to-make-a-green-smoothie. We also did a whole video on it on our YouTube channel. So youtube.com/trueformlife if you want those details. But there's, again, so many benefits. You have all these phytonutrients that are making your cells explode, which makes you feel energized and changes your entire day, not only physically, but mentally as well. So starting your day off right with a green smoothie is definitely one of our recommendations for those reasons.
I just have to share this quick story, Drew.
What you got?
This was a few years ago. I think green drinks are becoming more mainstream now, more seen and more maybe accepted. But this is a few years ago, and I was drinking a green smoothie in the break room at recess time. And somebody looked at me with the most disgusted look and said, "Ooh, what are you drinking?" And I just looked back at them and said, "My multivitamin."
That's a great point. And you can make it a multivitamin. The same thing goes with a lot of people don't like us to talk about coffee because we don't recommend coffee, or it could be replaced for a Red Bull or an energy drink because it actually gives you natural energy. So if you want to consider it a multivitamin as well and an energy boost, why not? It's got so many nutrients and vitamins in it. You may as well enjoy it and replace your multivitamins for those reasons.
True Form Life.
I just want to mention Complete Truth Protein here once again before I let you go. This is a protein supplement we designed ourselves, made with quinoa and hemp seeds, also maca and stevia. We have 2 different types of products. They both have tons of health benefits. You can bake the original bag, you can bake with. It's perfect for gluten-free flour. If you're celiac or gluten intolerant, we have tons of recipes on trueformlife.com, which include raw protein balls. People absolutely love these ones. We have pancakes, cookies, muffins, all healthy, all clean ingredients. Dorothy puts these together for us on a weekly basis. So if you head over to trueformlife.com, head over to the recipe section. We have all kinds of recipes on how you can use Complete Truth Protein. It's also a vegan and raw product. So if you have any intolerances or if you have any issues with digestion, this will definitely help you out. Once again, that's trueformlife.com/Complete Truth Protein.
True Form Life.
And you do actually grow accustomed to enjoying it. Your taste buds adapt and change. So the first time if you try green smoothie and it's not quite for you, keep at it, having small amounts on a regular basis. And I promise your taste buds will adjust and adapt. And you will get addicted to the way that it makes you feel, because it makes you feel so good.
Absolutely. What do we got next on the list?
Well, I thought, Drew, you're really good at talking about this, so I thought I might let you.
Oh, kind of you.
Let you talk more about antioxidants, because it's kind of one of the forgotten about macronutrients, which is super duper important to our immune system.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. When we count calories or we count nutrients, we count protein, sometimes we even count fat. Like ketoers, they count fat, maybe protein. Those guys that live in the gym, they count protein. A lot of people are scared for their lives when we talk about carbohydrates. So there's always one of the macronutrients that people fear. Did you have something to say there?
Maybe that we fear or get obsessed about, right? But when you said people fearing carbs, we also fear healthy fats.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people do, yes.
So it's funny how we're usually obsessed about one of the macronutrients, and then it comes to vegetables / antioxidants and fiber, and this is the least talked about macronutrient, and we feel it's the most important because we're big believers in plant-based living. So when it comes to antioxidants, we need to fill our bodies with living colors and living food and lifelike instead of those cheap, packaged, processed. Those are usually free radicals that do the opposite of antioxidants. So if you look at free radicals, you're talking about sugar, again, processed foods. We're looking at tobacco and alcohol as well as one of the major ones. So these are things that we want to stay away from, of course. They're free radicals that break down our cells, but we want to heal our cells. We want to build them back up. So we want to look at free radicals, and that is when it comes to bright color, like dark leafy greens, or bright colors like red peppers, yellow peppers. I know, Dorothy, I'd like you to jump in here and talk about your complex
my complex about eating a rainbow.
That's right.
So instead of counting calories, instead of weighing food, and I always like to count my colors and making sure that within a day or within a meal that I have all the colors of the rainbow. A lot of times we forget about blue and purple, right? Or even green. And a lot of us are afraid of green. We're afraid of kale. We're afraid of spinach. What the heck do I do with it? Right? But it's really important that we get all of the colors in a meal or in a day. So instead of, this is the way that we teach, the lifestyle that we teach is, instead of counting calories or weighing your food or having a point system, how about we count the colors? And that way we can make sure we're getting all those bright, full of life foods, and we can make sure we're getting lots of antioxidants into our bodies to fight those free radicals, because some free radicals we don't control, like environmental pollution. That's a free radical we can't control.
Instead of getting obsessed with those things that I would call, or we would call, less productive or less efficient, maybe get involved in something like counting colors. That's a great way to get all the antioxidants your body needs for you to live a healthy lifestyle.
And you know what? It's fun for kids too, to count the rainbow and get them involved, maybe even coloring in a rainbow each day to see if you've eaten a rainbow today.
And that's a good question or a good comment about the kids, because if you want to talk about a salad, or you want to talk about broccoli or green cabbage, for example, we always have parents that say, my kids won't eat that. How do I get them to eat a salad? And then I say, when's the last time you ate a salad? In front of them. And in many cases, they don't. And we have friends and we know people, we've been in this industry for a while. So I know, specifically, I have friends that never eat green. And then he'll tell me, my kid won't eat green. And I'm like, well, when's the last time you ate green in front of them? And he's like, shut your mouth. So it's important to lead by example in every aspect, especially when it comes to food.
Totally. I absolutely agree, Drew, especially coming from the teaching world, having that background. The kids are like little sponges, so they will copy what you do and pick up what you do. So leading by example is so important.
Without question. All right, Dorothy, it is time to wrap things up. Always a sad time when we have you on.
How does it always go so fast?
Because we have such a good time.
Thanks so much, Drew, for having me on. I always enjoy my Exploring Mind and Body interviews.
You're welcome. It was our pleasure. Thank you for being here.
Love to come back anytime.
True Life.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for this edition of Exploring Mind and Body. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in and sticking around till the end. Thanks to Dorothy Keith for joining us today on Exploring Mind and Body. We so much appreciate her enthusiasm, her ray of sunshine, and all of her tips and expertise coming on to share with you guys. I'm going to leave you at that. I hope that helps you guys, gives you a better idea of how you can improve your not only immune system, but your respiration as well. It's super important. Just consider what it would be like if we couldn't breathe on a regular basis. I think that would be a super challenging life to live. And we know that some people deal with that already. So, if you're a smoker, breathing is going to be a challenge. Some people have to carry around oxygen tanks. We know that this is a reality, and we're hoping that some of these tips can help you prevent in the future. And when something like this comes in, like Dorothy was saying, like the environment is unpredictable and it's uncontrollable as well. So at times like this, we're hoping that we can help you out as well. So once again, thank you so much for being here. You can check out all past shows on exploringmindandbody.com. You can also head over to trueformlife.com to learn more about Dorothy's recipes, grocery shopping lists, and at-home workouts. She is our True Form model as well. Don't forget to download our free app. You can download that on any Apple device. So head over to your app store, search for Exploring Mind and Body, download our app, and take us with you wherever you go. Once again, thank you so much for being here. That's it. That's all I got. I'm out of here. As always, I'm your host, Drew Tadia, in health and fitness for a better world. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with True Form Life's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. To find out more about the show, Drew Tadia, or to listen to past shows, visit exploringmindandbody.com.